Good morning. Welcome to Trails End Farm. It's been a while since I've made one of these videos. I've been in and out of the doctor's office and had a little leg problem and various other things, but finally got my greenhouse finished. I built it something like a regular house, only with large windows all the way around. And if you notice, unlike a lot of greenhouses, I got a tin roof on this thing. We get about 100-degree temperature for weeks at a time down here in South Texas. And I thought, well, these large windows are going to really let in enough heat. So I decided to give it a little shade. I've got a greenhouse quality exhaust fan that's set on automatic for temperature and humidity control. I put in an Anderson storm door. I got a real good price on this, about half of what they usually cost, and they cost a lot, so I'm really satisfied with it. Has a pull down screen, really nice latch. I'd like to show you the inside of it. This is called a Dutch bucket system. If you'll notice, I've got a sump right here, which is a 40-gallon tote. And in that tote is an aerator, which is that gray pump back there, that keeps I've got 4 stones that keep the fertilizer that I've got in here, the nutrients, mixed. And these run 24 hours a day, so it's constantly mixing. I've got a pump on the back side that's wrapped in a nursery netting to keep debris and various other things out. If you'll notice the white substance on the bottom, a lot of that is dust from the perlite. What happens here is once every 7.5 hours, I've got a timer on the wall there in that bottom left-hand corner. It comes on and starts the pump. The pump then puts the nutrient-rich water into this pipe that runs along the top of these buckets. And it runs for 30 minutes every 7.5 hours. Fills these buckets, and then it drains back into the pipe that runs back into the sump, so there's very little waste. In fact, what I can understand from the people that do this professionally, all you have to do is check your water level, and so you don't have to check particle and density of nutrient every 3-4 days. Just watch your water level, and when it goes down, just clean it out and refill it, and put the nutrients back in. This is the first planting. This is black-eyed pea. It's called a cowpea. And when I planted it 4 days ago, it was about half this size. And the same thing with the cucumbers. Those large leaves that you see here shot up within about a day and a half of putting them into this nutrient-rich environment. What you see in the buckets is perlite. Perlite is like a rock that absorbs water, and it keeps the moisture around the base of the plant without causing too much rot or damage to the plant itself. And it slowly drains out again and back into the sump, so you don't have a bucket full of water that it's sitting in. In the future, I hope to have all these buckets filled with some plant, and here in the corner and around the side, I'm planning on putting in what they call a float system, which is basically a box that is full of water, has a 2.5-inch or 2-inch styrofoam float on top with holes cut in it and nursery bucket or nets that fit down in it, and the plant will sit about 1/4 of an inch into the water. And then, of course, the roots will follow the water as it goes down. I've also got a timer above my breaker panel. This is all new construction. I just put it in not too long ago. And this timer comes on, and this will be only for the winter when our days are short. This timer comes on at around 7:30, 8 o'clock and goes off at a little bit before 4 in the morning. Let me show you what I've got them hooked up to. As you can see, I ran the power up through the light circuit. This is my my circuit for the future sprouter. I've got a sprouting, or they call it a super sprouter, that'll be sitting on this table, and I'll be able to sprout the plants as I need them. And ran the circuit up through the light conduit, and then over to these 4 plugs that I've got hanging on the trusses. These 4 plugs are hooked to that timer, and they come on for about 6 to 8 hours and provide extra sunlight or UV lighting for the plants. Like I said, this will be only in the winter when the days are shorter. And what I can understand from the professionals, this will existentially help these plants grow and grow fast. I'm hoping, you can also see I've got strings attached to the rafters. And what these do, I've got a small clamp that fits, if I can get this thing open, that fits around that string. It grips onto the string, and then it loosely fits around the plant. And you put them up about every foot or so as the plant grows. And it makes it into like a vine rather than having it on the ground or in a bush. And works something like tomato cages, but it makes it a lot easier to pick the vegetables as they grow straight up into the rafters. So that's it for today. I'm sorry I was gone so long. Like I said, I had medical problems, so such is life. Anyway, like they say here in South Texas, in the hill country, Auf Wiedersehen, which is, of course, adios, spelled sideways. You guys have a safe week. Be kind to one another, because in this old world, it's all we got left, seems like. And remember November, because this madness we're going through right now needs to stop. We'll see you guys. Be safe.